Hey, welcome back, guys. So we're going to do another Rate My Base episode here. We're going to go attack dezmondilliousaurus, and we are using King Bladestorm here. So he has a little bit of blunt damage on his sword. Nothing really spectacular on this account. You can see there no fire shield or anything like that. Oops. What surprised me about his base here is he has fairly low trophy count, 1800, but he has a lot of skull, a lot of firebolt towers. So this looks more to me like a person who's dropped trophies and really isn't 1800s. Unless the leaderboard has shifted that much where, like, you know, the 1800s to 2000 are really, really tough to break through and a lot of strong defenses. Because over time, the players that continue to play and the stronger players, they're gonna, you know, stay in the game, and then the weaker players are gonna become inactive and get weeded out of the game because they quit. They didn't like the game for whatever reason. So over time, the leaderboards will be tougher to rise up. So this could be one of those shifts where in the 1800 to 2000 range, you're seeing a lot of skull towers and a lot of firebolt towers already. I'm not sure. So you guys leave me a comment down below there, see if this is like the norm, if 1800, 1900 is where you start seeing skull towers and firebolt towers. But I don't think so. I think he's dropped some trophies, or there's something just fundamentally wrong with his base here that people are defeating him fairly easy. He's losing trophies, but it doesn't look really, it doesn't look bad. He has a little connection right here. You typically want a longer connection because the small connection like this, one wave or two wave will be able to, sit here, and then your hero is going to be able to come up and get over here and, save the day, take care of all the troops there. So the longer the path is connected like that, it takes a longer time for the hero to get over there and to have reinforcements. So that could be a reason why he's lowish in the trophy range. With this type of base, I would think he should probably be around, or with this type of towers and stuff, I would think probably around like 2,500 trophies. So that could be part of the reason. And then otherwise, this is just, no real threats over here. We'll have to see how it works out. I don't like having towers on the side up here at all, because when you get up to the tower with your hero, you can go over to the corner and do an AoE effect, like, say, Blizzard or Hammer Strike, and it will attack the tower and the gate at the same time. So you're able to hit two things at once. So I don't like having towers up there. If anything, I like having the tower more, like, down one or in the corner. The corner spot is a lot better if you're going to place a tower up in this vicinity. So yeah, so moving those guys down to the corner would be better. And then other than that, I don't see anything else that stands out. So we're going to go in there and try and rate him. We're going to take a look at the spells. So we have Hammer Strike level 9, Sword Rain level 6, Firestorm level 5, and Bladestorm is locked. So we're going to go with Firestorm and Sword Rain. For troops, we're going to use, I'm going to say, knights, cannons, and pyromancers, just like we have it set up. Our knights are level 8, our pyromancers are level 3, and our cannons are level 3. So we're going to go and attack like that. We're going to start off with a couple cannons up front here. The only reason we may not do that is if this is the firebolt tower. So I'm going to gauge the area. And if this is a firebolt tower, I'm not going to summon out 2 cannons because they're going to die right away to the firebolt cannon. So I'm going to summon out, 1 cannon to help me kill this, and then a pyromancer. But it depends. So typically when it's like this, I like to bring out cannons right away. But if this tower is a firebolt tower, that will kill my cannons faster than they can become effective, and that's a waste of 10 points. So we're going to go in like this. We don't use any scrolls. We're going to see how far, if we can defeat the gates. Okay, so it's not a firebolt cannon, so we're going to be able to bring out 2 of those. We'll bring out a 3rd one as well. Now we're going to bring out a bunch of knights to help clear out the paladins and such. A water tower there, it's fairly useless. I don't like water towers at all because they don't really function too well. They have low life, and their effects, they don't... The slow effect is not great. You'd rather have a different tower. Any other tower is better than a water tower. You know, an arrow tower, a bomb tower, any other tower is just simply better than a water tower. So we get the sword rain off right before the pyromancer throws his flame. You always want to try and get your sword rain off right before the pyromancer can get his flame out. And that way, when you see the pyromancer loading up for his attack, you know that you're close enough to attack him with the sword rain. Because the worst thing is using a sword rain and then the pyromancer being out of range, and you can't kill him with that sword rain. So you pretty much wasted your sword rain, and you still didn't kill the pyromancer. Yes, I think that's probably fundamentally why. So we have a huge army. He hasn't really ever caused any damage to any of our troops. So I think that's probably fundamentally why he is down in the 1800 trophy range. Because if you do use a couple cannons and the knights, you're going to go through it fairly easy. We had a lot of time left there. And I think the big reason that, you know, goes that way is that he doesn't have a long connection, a long road path that allows for his ranged troops to actually, you know, attack your troops. So if this road right here was longer, like if it was down to here and down to here like this, then it would take a long time for the hero to run all the way around and get to his troops over here. So having it spread out like this really doesn't work in his favor at all. This layout doesn't work, and that's probably why he's down to 1800. Like I said, this base with the towers he has should be more around probably 2500. The troop setup was okay. A lot of paladins and a pyromancer pretty much in each wave. So the recommendation here is pretty much to scrap this base layout. It's the road that is causing a lot of issues. You need to put a different road type, and it's going to depend on where your runes are and what you can do. But you want to have more connectability. So your ranged troops, your pyromancer, and then you do want to add some ranged troops in there. So you're going to want to take out 1 or 2 of the paladins and add in some, you know, archers or arblasters. If you have mortars, you do want to add a mortar as well to each wave. That right there will take care of all of the knights. If you don't have the mortars yet, you definitely want to unlock those as soon as possible and get those in your waves. So when you do unlock it, like I said, you want to have 1 mortar and 1 pyromancer roughly in about each wave, and go forth like that. You do want to have more, you know, pathway like this, where it has the curve where it's connected, and you want to make it longer. That will help your defense tremendously. That's the most basic defense tip that I can give you here. So as is, this base probably deserves like a 5 out of 10, because things just don't work well together. The water towers are pretty much pointless. Put arrow towers in there instead. Much better. And yeah, those are the biggest things. Redo the road, change your road up a lot, and then take out the water towers, put arrows. You could put bombs, but they're not that effective, especially if you have a nice road setup where the road is connected and you can use pyromancers to attack his, you know, his coming knights and coming cannons. So yeah, so definitely you need a road redesign. So check out some of the other rate my bases, look at and see what types of roads that worked out well for them, and look for bases that are roughly around like 2,000, 2,500, and you'll see some good designs. You do want to have your firebolt towers in a hard to reach position as well. So like I said, just check out some of the other bases and check out some of the defensive tips and tricks on YouTube here, some of my other videos, and you'll get a lot more helpful ideas on how to build a better road, because this road right here is not very effective.